Welcome to this episode of I Don't Have Any Idea. Nicky Rankart here. I wanted to go over today why we pause. And you'll see that in the snatch and the clean, we'll do a lot of pause movements. And why we do these movements is key, and you need to know this so that way we're not just going through the motions. I hate fluff. So, number one, it's a tool. So how do we use the tool? Gives feedback. So what I mean by that is it gives us feedback in the sense of when we're going through the motion and when we pause, it allows us to know if we're in a good position or not. Now, the problem with that is you need a coach, and that's where I want you to send me videos as you're doing these things so we can find that position. I'm going to go over what a lot of those look like, some of the faults and some of the good things later on in the video. But it improves your positioning. Now, it only improves your positioning if you're using it as a tool to give you feedback. Then you can improve your position. And then it helps to create focus. So every single rep matters. Focus is about, as we're going through performing this, that we have a reason for it and that we're focusing on that reason. We don't want to think about 15 different things. We want to think about the one thing that we want to improve on. So it's a tool. It gives us feedback. We need to know what that feedback is, and a lot of times it might be you sending over a video saying, I don't know what to do, and I help you with that. Improves positioning, so with that feedback, we need to improve our position, and then it creates focus. So those are like the 4 things I want you to think about, and what I'm gonna do is go over in the lift, and again, the clean and the snatch are very, very similar, and I'll kind of explain why or where the differences are, but I'm gonna go over the pause at the knee mainly, but it'll correlate to any other pause. So, alright, so why do we pause? First, every single time we approach the bar has to be the same. Every time we pick up the bar. So if you're going hang clean, hang snatch, what I don't want to see is, and then we try to set ourselves up. When you approach the bar, approach it the same. If you're doing a clean, I'm picking it up, setting myself up. So it's the reason or how we use the pause. So, a lot of times I see people going into a pause. What they do is, if it's like a first time, let's say I'm pausing at the knee, I'm going to do a clean. They grab the bar, they stand at the knee, and they kind of like shimmy around, and then you see them like clean. The tool is getting to the pause in the right position. Getting in the pause in the right position. What we want to do is come off the ground as if we're going to do a clean without pausing, pause, and not have to move to get into a different position. So what that looks like for like myself is, I grab the bar, I go pause, I'm not having to adjust, and then I would go into my clean. If you stand and you realize like, dang, I'm not in a really strong position, what that tells you is, when you would normally go through your clean, you're not in a good position. But you would never know that because you weren't getting the feedback. So as you pause, you have to ask yourself, am I in a really strong, good position? If the answer is no, ask yourself, how can I improve that position? If you don't know, you have to then ask. Having a video like this is like the perfect angle for me to be able to see this. So, I come up, now I'm somebody else. Let's say my head's down, I stand straight up, and I realize I can't really clean. What you're going to see is this quick, like, boom, and then move. What you need to do is get to that spot. So again, if I stand right here, and I realize that this is a much stronger position to where from here I can go into my clean, my goal is to get here as I come off the ground. So then what happens is I start to stand, I slowly get into that spot, and then I go. We want to figure out how to go from the ground to that pause and be right in our strong position. So every single time that we do it is just practicing that. So then when I clean, I can go nice and patient up, find that spot, and clean through the bar. It enables us to learn and gain feedback and to improve that position. Same thing with the snatch. If I'm snatching, nothing changes. Boom, find that spot. What this does, it really gets us to tighten that back. But that means that if I stand here, and then I gotta get my chest up, back. So what a lot of times people do is their knees are forward, they're here, They get way back and they move. If you're moving after your pause, you're not in a good position. So we need to be practicing that. Again, if you don't know, the only way you can learn is to find out, ask. So, pausing is super important for getting us to a spot in the right position. Great tool, so that way when we go through, we're there every single time. So that is the goal of that. Let me know if you have any questions. Pausing, it's a tool, creates feedback that helps improve position and creates focus. Again, the focus through what it is that we're trying to do. We're trying to get ourselves in the right position every single time and not have to change position. If we have to change from a pause to something else, we know that we're not in the right spot. So our goal is to gain as much feedback as we can to help our positions. Let me know if you have any questions. I'm here for you.